We are broadcasting
Hello.
from. Oh, hi, David. There, we are broadcasting from a new
Hi.
studio. Um, we're not sitting next to each other with David because David is very sick. He's at home. How do you feel yourself, David? You surviving?
Yeah, I have like three different kinds of pills inside me. All of them are supposed to be suppressing my fever, so I'm gonna be good.
Cool.
Not those kinds of pills.
Nice. Hang in there. Hang in there. Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for the new opportunity to be here in the studio at Cryptosis place. It's another Hungarian blockchain project. So we moved here from the Inferno sauna. Hopefully this is gonna work the same way nicely. Guys, can you give us any feedback if we're live? Sound is good. Everything's good. Everything's real good. Okay, once we have the feedback, then I'm gonna just roll out today's topics. Cool. Okay, we're gonna wait for everybody because today's topics are gonna be actually quite important, so that everybody catches everything. We have a new link, and yeah, we have to wait for the others to come to that link. So while the others are coming to that link, um, David, do you have anything to say? Yeah, you
yeah, but
welcome. You welcome.
yeah, I mean, I can talk about almost anything. It's not the problem, but I don't want to spoil anything
Yo,
before
definitely
the
don't.
others are coming in.
Definitely don't do that.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
but I just
you're
begin
gonna
just
be
be
okay by Monday, right? We didn't talk too much today,
absolutely.
not like yesterday. Cool.
Absolutely. And now that I had the opportunity to join in from home, from my home office, I wanted to seize the opportunity to also welcome these little statues that I have in the background. The
Yeah.
more the more observant community members have found these were statues that I used when we did the Bloomberg interview.
Nice one. That's nice one. Tungi, can you kind of turn your laptop in a way so that I can see how the live is going? Because it's kind of strange to be just sitting here and seeing nothing. Yeah, yeah, that's perfect like that. Just give me an angle on it. By the way, I was talking about the other studio as an inferno. Well, guys, I have to admit this ain't freezing here, so I'm gonna be sweating. Like I'm already sweating. So, mm. Do we see the numbers, Tungi? Going up. How many people? 200. 4? 70. That's okay. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait until people arrive, and then afterwards, I'm gonna ask you guys why we are always changing the link in the last second. But I know tech is hard sometimes.
Yeah, and are you guys looking at the comments as well? Some people are mentioning that they only hear you in a mono, Gabor, only in their right ear.
Okay, so only mono. Well, that's the smaller problem, at least that they are here and they are hearing me. Yeah, yeah, the curse of the new studio. That's always gonna be
Yeah,
happening. Obviously, when this is going to be fixed, then we're gonna make a new one, and then now it should be stereo. So anybody who wrote that from the community, please report back if it's fine. Yeah, obviously today we didn't, as you can see, we didn't have the time to test all of these out because if I would be able to tell you my day, I think it would be more than 2 hours long to just put together every meeting I had and the way I was rushing across the town now. So I barely arrived like 4 minutes before due time. So that is why we are starting with a little latency. And sorry for that, guys. But please be patient because today's topics are going to be more than important and I'm definitely sure that you are interested in what we have to say with David today. Okay, do we have a number?
87.
Okay, look, we're gonna wait for say 1 more minute, and then I'm gonna start, right? And then whoever got late, then he can ask from the rest. and then and then you can just see it after it's gonna be put up to our YouTube channel. All right, let's see today's topic. So first of all, I'm gonna just tell you a brief agenda on what we're gonna talk today. Definitely, our main topic is going to be regarding the restructuring of the company, and that's gonna be like really positive news. You're gonna love it, guys. We're gonna have a monthly recap later on. It's a new type of communication, new type of information flow that everybody's gonna receive. We're gonna talk about the airdrop, and then we're gonna talk about our new campaign that is called NXTT Round 2. Obviously, you can figure out what that is all about. And we also gonna talk about a conference where you guys are going to be able to meet us in person. And obviously, David, I'm sorry, I missed your part. David is going to talk about how the IT, how the product development is structured and with what companies we are going forward.
Yeah, I'll just start shouting at some point
Yeah,
if I feel left out, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, just feel free to do that. So, guys, everything's ready? We can go? Cool.
Let's roll.
So, let's start again so that we can cut this first 6.5 or 7 minutes down from the videos that we're going to be posting out. So, good afternoon, Next Earthians. This is our usual Thursday announcement from our new studio, thanks to Cryptos. A little bit more space, although I feel the heat inside here, but maybe that is because of today's hot topics. David is joining us from his home because he is really sick, but hope he gets well soon, and he'll be in the front line from Monday. So,
will do.
Our first topic is the restructuring of the company, because as you all have felt, and as we felt it too from the inside, the last few months Nexters wasn't progressing as expected. The reason for it is that too many things came at once. We wanted to deal with everything, and Nexters was like a tree that was growing out from the ground, from the soil, and it was like growing exponentially fast in terms of growing new branches all over the place. And these branches were a little bit too far away from the core business, and as too many opportunities came in, I mean, guys, we are talking about Web3, we are talking about metaverse, we're talking about crypto, it's crazy shit. So we had just too many branches growing too fast, and we lost the focus. We have to admit that. And if something is not working properly with the company, I take it. It's my problem. It's my mistake. I messed up. So it's me who has to correct it. So what we discussed with the others, with the board, is that we will cut down these branches, get rid of them, at least for now, so that we can keep our main focus on what we want to do. So overall, these branches seemed nice, like we are doing many things, but it did make things move slower. And was kind of harder to understand what we are doing. If we would be asking the community, you guys, what exactly Nexters is about, and our goal, our aim, our light tower, what we are doing, well, I would be interested about those questions. So if you have some spare time, just start writing those few sentences. What do you think Nexters is about? Because in a few moments, I'm going to answer what, in our opinion, in my opinion, the core business is and the direction that we are going forward to. Some of you must have heard that we broke up with CodeCluster, and yes, it was a painful thing to do because actually that company was fully owned by Mike, who is an owner in Nexters. So, you know, these are kind of hard to make things, but I have to admit that we had to totally restructure the IT, and CodeCluster and Limitless got a little bit overwhelmed with these too far away growing branches. We tried to focus on everything at once, and this had to be put to place. And I know this may sound a little harsh or aggressive or too direct, but we terminated the contract with Code Cluster and Limitless. And the reason for that, it was because they were service providing for us, and it was more like the tail shaking the dog. I don't know, David, feel free to correct me every time on that one. I know that's not how you say that in English, but
You could say the tail was wagging the dog.
the tail was wagging the dog. Thanks, I'm gonna remember that by now. The problem is that I felt as a strategist and the visionist of Nexters that we were chained down because of these. And since this termination was done, actually this was done almost 2 weeks ago on Friday, we feel super free and like we can do whatever we want to again. We feel good. We feel the focus. We know where we are headed, and you guys will see how these things will change the direction of Nexters again. Because right now we feel like around January or February when we truly had the direction and we were like putting ourselves into gear 3, and that shift kind of didn't go flawless because of these previous reasons I just mentioned to you guys, and you know, we had to like shift back, and now we can go to gear 3 again, but with a more stable and next Earth focus, and under my guidance, my only personal guidance. And I think that this is going to be easier this way to find our right way. So okay, let's clear out the direction. What exactly Nexters' vision is, what we want to do, where do we want to go. We want to create the core of an Earth-based metaverses as a platform as a service. So the structure is platform as a service, and we want to be the core of the Earth-based metaverses, because there are going to be plenty of these for sure, and we want to give the narrative, the direction to all of these, with the smart contract system, with the ecosystem inside, with the concepts, with the B2B, with the democratization part of the metaverse, and all of these values that we feel that is important and kind of got lost in the past few months. We didn't lose it, don't misunderstand. We just had too many things to focus on. So now restructuring and then getting back to the same pace that you used to it and you had before. Focus on the platform, the API suite, and bring as many projects as possible. The fund that we talked about in regards with Limitless is going to be created from the same with the same amounts, from the same money, but without Limitless, it's going to be inside of Nexters. And basically what we can say is that we haven't paid anything in the acquiring of Limitless, or any cost haven't been paid yet. These were all plans, so I kind of made the decision to cut these in half, and we basically made no loss regarding these. So anything that you've seen that was planned, they are going to happen, but inside of Nexters, with a more structured, more focused way, and no loss occurred because of this. So you don't have to be afraid of that. Everything's cool. Yeah, so basically David is the know-how of Limitless because he worked on that a lot. And I think at this part, with the new IT structure after Code Cluster, so you understand how things are going forward, and you don't have to be afraid that, you know, Code Cluster, the company who was so far working for Nexters, contract is terminated by us. The reason for that is because in the background we kind of safeguarded how the IT will be structured and how it will operate. And you have to know that Code Cluster is basically, I think, 3 or 4 IT guys, and everything else was contractors. And the important contractors and the ones who were part of the core team, they did come with us. And actually, David, I think I'm going to hand over the word to you so you can describe the community on what companies are doing what, so that they can see more clearly than before, even though we had a restructuring. I think this is a perfect opportunity to like show the people that we know what the focus is, and they're going to get what they were waiting for and what they were expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. I take over from that. But before I do that, I was just monitoring the comments that we're getting, and I think it's good to reiterate what you just said, that with the termination of the contract with CodeCluster, and we also terminated the contract with Limitless. So before that investment would have been made, we actually terminated the partnership. It never happened. We never paid them anything. Everything remains within Nextearth. So from the Next Earth Metaverse perspective, Limitless is no more, and we never paid anything to them. And I just wanted to make sure that this goes through because as you were talking, Gabor, I was reading the comments, and it did give the impression that it didn't come through. Now, in the past, as the way we were working on product development was mainly focusing on having CodeCluster as the core partner, and then we were developing different features and different partnerships, and everything was going through CodeCluster. And obviously, that created a choke point in the system that no longer exists. So after saying goodbye to CodeCluster, we decided to run the product development completely differently, and the entire IT structure completely differently moving forward. This is why we started working with Web3 Hungary, but also instead of having one core partner and then all of the partners with them, we actually started diversifying our partnerships and started hiring different kinds of teams to do different kinds of things for us, which allows us to develop simultaneously. So we have Web3 Hungary and Ding, who are keeping the core product development in-house for us. These are two separate companies, Web3 Hungary and Ding. And most of these developers, as Gabor mentioned, have already been working on Nextearth for the last couple of months or last half year as contractors. It's just the restructuring of how we're engaging with them. And we're basically lifting these partners up to the point when we're actually becoming partners. But we also started to work with a few other companies to diversify our IT development efforts and not rely too heavily on just one development partner. So we also signed a company called DevCom, which is also based in Budapest, who has a deep focus in UX and UI improvements, and they already started working on redesigning how you can make purchases of land within the platform and started working on different aspects of the UX of the Nextearth platform. We also started working on, and I wanted to say the name, but the guys told us that it's top secret. So, but we do have a partner from overseas who is going to deliver dynamic NFTs for us and skins and resources to our land. And we also have a company called Artit Limited from the UK, guys that I've been working with for the last, God knows, 10 years, 7 years. They are really top-notch guys, and they are basically going to be solely focusing on the platform as a service development moving forward. So as you can see, instead of having one company who is taking care of everything for us, creating that single point of failure within the system, we actually started working with multiple development companies in basically in a modular structure. So this company develops platform as a service, that company platform, that company, and so on and so on. But the way we actually work with them is also going to change in terms of the structure. Because while up until now, CodeCluster has provided us with all the development needs, including product managers and business analysts, we will be bringing those roles in-house through Web3 Hungary. And that allows us to have a close relationship with the product managers that spearhead the developments of new initiatives and new products within Nextearth, which will allow us to react a lot faster to market demands, as well as significantly speed up our entire development. If you looked at how I wrote the blog article a couple of weeks ago and months ago on how we're scaling Nextearth, this has always been the plan. This has always been the big picture of how we wanted to scale development. But we had to realize that there was that single point of failure that we needed to eliminate. So to recap, we have Web3 and Ding who are taking care of core development. We have a company that I'm yet to be allowed to say their names from overseas who are already developing dynamic
Can we say
NFTs
that
and
they are based?
resources.
Can we say which city they are based?
They're based in Toronto.
Toronto, right?
Yeah. So there is also DevCom taking care of the UX and the UI of the platform, and there is also Artits who is taking care of the platform as a service aspect of Next Earth. And obviously, this is a lot of information, which means that I already started working with these IT teams and the product managers to put together a new roadmap in a very visual format, very easy to digest format that will be announced in 2 weeks from now with a lot more details. And we can finally get back to the roots of the way we wanted to communicate every single piece of development of the product from the beginning. And there you will hear about staking, about lens generating units, the API suite, the marketplace and the OpenSea developments, Launchpad projects. Where are we with IOMob, with Primal Game Studio, with the centralized exchange listings? Also answer all your questions about circulating supply and basically whatever else comes in our way in the next 2 weeks. That new roadmap will be the sort of new contract between the community and us and how we are going to communicate with you guys.
Yes, that is what we are going to be fully working on. Obviously, we were continuously working on this, and that is why we kind of terminated the Code Cluster and Limitless contract, because we knew that this is the way to reach the perfect roadmap that is Next Earth focused. So we are already on it, but to be able to not just talk about it like you always used to, like David and Gabor can talk about stuff, but like guys, deliver please. This one will be like date precise with milestones, how we can deliver. So back to the basics, where we had the October 27th is marketplace, December 14th Matic migration, Matic migration into Polygon network, like these kind of things. I want to see dates again because these kind of slipped out. So we want more control back again. And I feel based on the last 2 weeks that that's what I said at the beginning, that we weren't as positive for the last few months as we were in the last 2 weeks. So it's just again back to what we enjoyed doing, and I really much like that, and I really much love that, and hope that this will be able to come to the community too. And to have this happen, we're not just gonna do a new roadmap inside 2 weeks, but what we're gonna do is a fixed monthly recap every day, every time, one recap per month. We'll be bringing this so that everybody will be able to read and share, so you will know what is going on exactly. You can tell your community members. You will be able to understand what was going on inside of 1 month. 1 month is kind of a pretty large interval, so you will be able to see plenty of data there. It's not like we're coming to you weekly every time. By the way, we are expected to come every second week. So obviously this monthly recap is going to be released tomorrow. So you will be able to see what was going on throughout May. And then we're going to be coming in 2 weeks with David with the new roadmap. There you will be able to see everything like perfectly crystal clear. And then after 2 weeks we're going to be having again the monthly recaps, so we'll have a month behind us. Definitely many things to talk about. So these recaps will not just be told in announcements or sent in emails, but these will be able to be reached from the website. These will be sent out to key opinion leaders. These will be used for the PR articles, etc., etc. So finally, the communication will be more clearer. We will have a spine basically on which we can rely in terms of informing about, getting information about the project, and doing all the marketing collaborations. So this will be live from tomorrow, so definitely keep an eye on that, because today's news and IOMob news, articles, the CSR part, the Turtle games, all of these will be included. All right. David, do you want to add anything to that? I think we're cool with that, right?
Yeah, just one thing. Somebody was like a couple people were asking whether or not I was the CEO of Limitless and how that would work, and I can reiterate that I never took
It's
over that
done.
position. We terminated the contract before that. So I'm 100% Next Earth. Always have been. Always will be.
Respect. All right. Okay, let's see something that is a little bit more anticipated by the community, and that is the airdrop, right? So the airdrop from the pre-sale
Airdrop.
was finally completed yesterday. Yes. Thanks for the patience. Definitely, thank you
Surprise.
very much, guys, and really sorry that it took so long. But congratulations to everybody who was eligible for these extra NXTTs. We haven't announced it publicly, only the recipients were informed via email. So basically, the trades that you have seen in the last 24 hours, majority contained people who got their airdrops, and we didn't want to announce it because we didn't want to have a price impact negatively, especially in a market such. Because this way now you can see that after 24 hours what price impact it had. Basically, I'm just gonna check it out where we are, but you know, I think, oh my god, yeah, we're up like 10%, almost on the mark compared to Bitcoin. We're up 10%, so that means that relative to the market, it didn't really have any effect. So probably we were more afraid of this airdrop than actually we should have had being afraid. So I'm pretty positive on that. So we're not just reorganizing the company, not just putting the airdrops out of the way, but we are also starting a new campaign in the month of June, and I'm pretty sure that many of you are going to be happy to hear what the name of this campaign will be. The name of the campaign is NXTT Round 2. And that is the campaign that we are going
The way
to
you
do.
say it, Gabor, the way you say it should be more like Mortal Kombat, like round 2.
Round 2. Yes, because you all know that we've seen the highest highs, we've seen the lowest lows, but definitely we did hit. We're still more than 100% above the most expensive pre-sale deal, which was I think the prices were from tier 1 was 0005, right? And the highest tier 5 was 0015, and now we're still 003, 0035. That means we're still double since January the 27th. I would be interested to see who with what token is with double price, since Matic fell around 70% since we launched NXTT, and NXTT is still above 100%, so we are very happy about that. What we've seen in the last 2 weeks, that we had a very good accumulation zone, very heavy resistance, so we've also listened to your needs. We have read the chats, the income from the community members, and I know you, and I know that the token is important, and I know that it is basically the reflection of the project, of the success of the project, of a future vision of the project or the state of the project. And what I see is that we were able to kind of stay in this level pretty stable in the last 2 weeks, even though, well, the market was testing us pretty heavily, and we are basically tied to Matic price. So we felt that this is the perfect time to honor the community with a campaign focusing on NXTT, so that we are able to put it to the price where it belongs. I don't want to go too deeply into that because the lawyers wouldn't really admire me talking too much on that, but definitely the airdrop is done, no more mines in the way. With the restructured company, we can go back to our original pace we had before. These are just, you feel those occasions, that time and space where you know that things came together, finally is there, and now we can go. And I think I can talk on behalf of the whole team of Next Earth that this is where we are right now. So we really hope that with this campaign we will be throughout the next period, we will be able to kind of assist you and kind of serve you guys, because we know that this is an important perspective of the project itself. Not my personal favorite, because I rather like the strategy and putting things together and progressing. But I know, and we have heard many of you, that this is very important for you. So yeah, guys, we're going to focus on it and help you as much as possible. So hodlers, if I can say it this way, it is time to tell your friends because we are going on the next ride. And another one that I want to add to the end, because I've heard some major silence from your side, David, so probably you don't want to add anything to the NXTT side. No, I think I talked it over actually 3 times as much as I wanted to originally, but I always got overwhelmed with all of this because I just love it. I mean, I've been trading on the stock exchange since I was 11 years old. I was a broker back then, so I kind of know from the small investor part, and I know what I hate. I really hate in projects when they do with tokens, and that is exactly what I don't want to do. And that is exactly what I want to show you guys, deliver that part too. So yeah, we're gonna work on that. And another one to the end, there will be an occasion where we can meet in person, and we are going to be headed out first of many. We are going to be headed out for some conferences. And David, I talk too much. Can you talk about the conferences? Because if I have the right information, you're going to be like keynote speaker on these conferences, right?
Yeah. Should I also say the names of the conferences?
Yeah. Well, should we say the names of the conferences? Next week. Okay, next week we're going to say, because we're going to come with another live, but that's a secret, guys. You don't know that I'm going to be here next week on the live too. But yeah, we're going to introduce the exact names that time. But, I think we can say an estimate about dates. No?
I'm going to just let you guys figure that out in the room.
Yeah, okay. So let's say it is inside 2 weeks, right? So it is mid-June. And we're going to have sweepstakes regarding that. We're going to have David, a keynote speaker. We're going to have in one of the conferences a booth where we can sit down, where we can meet. If too many Next Earthians come together, we head out for a party. I'm pretty sure on that, especially if we go to Amsterdam. Okay, I think I've told enough.
Yeah, but just don't spoil them, because the marketing and the PR people will.
Yeah, I know. Frushi was laughing. So. I don't see her angry face now, so she's happy. Okay, cool. That's from my side. David?
I'm just scrolling through the comments to see
if there is anything, just say it, and we're gonna catch up with the guys.
Yeah, most of the questions regarding any developments or anything are going to be coming in the new roadmap within the next 2 weeks, and the format will be completely new. So I've read all of the questions that you guys have been asking in the comments. Every single one of them will be answered in the new roadmap. Pinky promise.
Cool. All right, so that was for today, guys. Totally restructured company. Obvious focus to be a core Earth-based metaverse, platform as a service, with as many service providers as possible. We are going out with the funding, with the Launchpad projects, but more details and exact timing next to it 2 weeks from now. Until then, NXTT round 2. Enjoy the ride. Take care, guys.